Good morning and happy fall. Welcome to the Regional Tour Fall 2012 Vision webinar. Thanks for all of you joining us today. We're going to give you a sneak peek of what we're going to be teaching at our regional tour today, and some tips and tricks, and also have some surprises and some prize drawings. But before we get started, just very briefly want to mention to all of you that are attending today's broadcast that you'll be viewing today's broadcast with the GoToWebinar interface viewer. You each should have a control panel of which you can control with the orange arrow by hiding it, clicking on it and hiding it on the extended tab. And also all of you will be muted during today's broadcast, so you'll need to type in any questions, comments, issues you might be having with audio or visual, and we'll handle those at the end of the broadcast, and or we'll do it privately if you're having audio, internet, etc. issues behind the scenes. So let's get started, and to start it off, I'd like to welcome Grace McNamara, CEO of Window Fashion Vision and WFCP. Welcome, Grace.
Well, good morning, everybody, and thanks to all of you for joining us today. I'm excited to be reintroducing our regional tour program, which we used to do many years ago. I think many of you do remember that, but we've been kicking up our online education, but there's something extra special about that face-to-face education in person. So we've selected a couple of our favorite cities, and we think this fall is a great time for you to take a look at revving up your business for the busy holiday season and helping you plan to increase your business in 2013. So the seminars that we selected, which are kind of different for both of the cities, are some of our best and most popular seminars from the IWCE show. So I wanted to tell you a little bit about the locations. We've, as I said, a couple of our favorite cities. On October 9th and 10th, we'll be at the Crown Plaza in Secaucus, New Jersey. The seminar registration will begin at 9:30 a.m., although we do hope that you pre-register to get you going on your first seminar as soon as possible. And then we have a lot of fantastic local vendors that will be showing their products to you from 11 till 6 on that day. And just so that you know, you can just come and visit the vendors without taking seminars, but I don't think you want to miss some of the terrific educational programs that we have for you. Please visit our website to get more information on the exact programs, and there's 2 easy ways to register. You can print out the registration form and email it to Shannon at wf-vision.com, or you can fax it to us at the office at 651-756-8141. So remember, we'll be doing a couple of drawings for a free pass to day 1. And I'd like to tell you who will be with us today. We've got some of our fantastic speakers: Deb Barrett, Susan Schultz, Steve Bursten, Fawn Chang, and Susan Kostelecky. So these great speakers will be giving you a little bit of tidbits of information as well as a preview of what they'll be talking about. So first, I'd like to introduce Deb Barrett, our host for today. And Deb, thanks for being with us, and give us a little bit more information.
Well, thanks for having me, Grace, and I'm very excited to be doing several things in New Jersey and in Dallas. But first of all, let's kick off talking about the October 9th and 10th 2-day seminars in New Jersey. Here's a brief agenda, and you can learn more online and get the seminar descriptions, etc. At wf-vision.com. But Susan and I are going to be kicking off day 1 talking a bit about the custom window treatment market, and then we'll be bringing that all together at the end of day 1 with conversations with the new consumer, talking about who the new consumer is, how to tap into those markets. I'll also be doing my sort of signature showcase, Window Fashions, where inspiration and technique meet, and I'll be bringing trunk loads of actual window treatment samples, and I'm actually having the workroom make 5 or 6 new ones just specifically for New Jersey, and then there'll be some extra special new ones in Dallas also. Susan will be talking about design trends, and in a minute I'll turn it over to her so that she can speak a bit about what she's going to be talking about. Both of us in day 2 will be doing DBRX consultations, and more about that in a minute. But let's talk a bit about custom window treatment market. And Susan, I'm going to bring you in on this, so please feel free to jump in if you want. But basically, we're going to start off today taking a look at what the custom window covering market is, who our customers are now, who they might be in the future, and then help you discover sort of the characteristics and the buying behaviors of these target customers and how they're buying, and hopefully will help you in tweaking your business models. We've been doing some proprietary research over the last 2 years, and we're just finalizing a second survey. So those of you that will be attending in New Jersey will be the first to hear and view some of the survey results about window covering pros and consumers. I'm very excited about this one, and we're going to talk about things like who your client age is, what kind of careers are they in, because this does all affect, their buying power and disposable income and how they buy design. We're going to talk a little bit about affluence, the luxury market, because we do consider the custom window treatment market definitely a luxury market. And we're going to be talking about how they purchase, some major changes in consumer behavior about how they're purchasing, and we want to make sure that window covering pros are on board, particularly when you look at this online research. Almost 3/4 of the people that are buying home furnishings these days are going online first before they even pick up the phone and call you. So basically, if you're not online, you're missing that phone call. As I mentioned, we're going to finish up the day talking about the new consumer once we've identified it and how you can work profitably within the design industry. And then Susan and I are going to share some great, what we think are great, effective ideas for how to package your services and your products and develop your brand with the new consumer. Things like finding a new market and maybe redefining what modern window coverings are. That term modern design and modern traditionalists or the new traditionalists is being thrown and bandied around there a lot. So really, what is a modern window covering? Or you might want to steal, we're going to give you a tip or an ideas like this. I want to steal this idea. The idea that rental versus buying is becoming more and more increasingly common, particularly in the fashion industry with places like bag, borrow, and steal, one night stand. So the idea might be that you create the new rental option in the window covering marketplace. Decorative panels over wood blinds for a holiday party. Maybe you're renting linens. Maybe you're sprucing up, renting seasonal decorative pillows, or, how can you extend the whole idea of staging? And it's not just about selling accessories, but about renting and selling window coverings. So this kind of gives you an idea of what we're covering. Susan, anything to add?
No, I think that if anyone read the article that you did in the last issue about how attracting that, if you could go back a couple slides about the age of the...
This one?
Yeah, so again, if we look at the fact that our average client age, that 3/4 is in this 35 to 54 age group, and another 25% is 55 plus, and I bet you that in that 35 to 54, that's leaning towards the older edge of that. So our market is aging out of buying window treatments, and we need to figure out how to address that new younger consumer, and that's a lot of what this whole re-envisioning of what the custom window treatment market is about also, is that we kind of missed the Gen X people buying custom window treatments, so we need to know how to really get back in touch with the Gen Y.
Absolutely. I think that, as I said, we're very excited to present this, and we've got some really great, interesting new data that we'll be able to share with you. And then Susan is also going to, tie it in with that. It's not just about consumer behaviors and consumer trends, but that also filters down into design trends. And Susan's going to talk a bit about design trends. Susan?
So what we do is we track. We go to the major markets. So we go to Maison and New York and Chicago and London and things like that. And we see new product developments, we see new color palettes coming up, textures, scale, sizing, all kinds of things. And it's not just, it's part of it is a snapshot of what we saw at that market, but part of it is also because we cover 18 months worth of markets in this report, it's a way to see how some of these trends are developing. So for example, so what was it? This pretty much 18 months ago, we first came across this company called Bluebell Gray, and it's a young Scottish designer, and she did these phenomenal watercolors that then were digitally printed onto cotton grounds, cotton linen grounds, things like that. But it was the scale and the coloration and the sense that you really hadn't seen this type of look in the market. And again, realize this was 18, almost 24 months ago now. And so over the last 2 years, years and a half, we've seen both her, the woman from Bluebell Gray, expand her design palette and expand her offerings and things like that. But as we went back to the market, the next session and the next season, we started to see more and more companies coming into this. So this is another Scottish company called Voyage. And again, it's this whole kind of watercolor floral look that had pretty much dropped out of the market. And within, 9 months from one market to the next, there was just this proliferation of this look. And we tracked it through various suppliers, kind of various degrees. It's not just, as you can see, it's not just the florals, but it's this whole idea of this kind of watercolor naturalistic look. And I have to say the pheasant pillow that you're seeing here and things like that, the whole idea of birds in textiles. I remember like 5 years ago, it was some British fabric company, I can't remember which one right now, but they were really scared to introduce a pattern with a bird in it because they said that it was like bad luck, or there was this history of bad luck with bird pattern prints. And this is another trend that within, well, I mean, Deb, this market, right? I mean, we must have seen birds on everything.
We saw birds on everything, spotted.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just, again, it's the way of giving you a snapshot of that particular market, but also from market to market, tracking how certain looks develop, how they develop within there. For example, again, this kind of, the watercolors in this one from Noblesse have gone from very almost realistic to very impressionistic at the Noblesse collection. So, and again, scale. The scale of these patterns has gotten quite big. So you're looking at a couple overlapping trends here, and this is what we try to follow. It's not just, oh, here's green, but here's this idea of something moving forward. For example, this is one of 4 trends that just came out of London. This is the Mixed Trend Bureau, which is a London-based company, and this just came out of the London Design Week that's still going on right now, wrapping up in about 3 or 4 days. And Precious is one of 4 trends, and it's all about, all 4 trends take different aspects of green and explore how green has become such an influential color and what it means and how it translates. So this is green filtered through the idea of semi-precious stones and precious stones and precious natural elements, i.e. wood. So it's taking wood grain patterns and metallicizing them and colorizing them and things like that. And the 3 other trends take green in a different direction and a different aspect, but it's all about the idea of how green, both as a color palette in and of itself, and the idea of green and eco and nature and natural has become so predominant in terms of ongoing long-term trend theory.
Thanks, Susan. That's great. And it's always fun to attend one of those because, again, you're going to come back with all kinds of ideas of ways not only to present your window covering to your clients, but certainly be on trend, whether it's design, embellishments, details, color, whatever it would be. Also happening in New Jersey on October 9th and 10th is a day 2 of intensive training, and one of the things that we'll be doing is a color certification class taught by Fawn. Hi, Fawn. Are you with us today?
Yes, I am. Good morning. I'm excited to be here.
Good morning. So Fawn's going to tell you a little bit about what she's going to be doing about talking with color and color certification.
Well, good morning. That was so fun to see those design and color trends, and that's exactly what we're seeing in the market and coming forward, and trends are so important. Color is so important. As you said, I'm Fawn Chang, and I'm with Exciting Colors. I'm an interior designer, a color and a feng shui expert, and national color and design consultant for PPG, Pittsburgh, and Porter Paints. And I have a secret, but it's already out of the bag. I can't wait to share this with you. In this Visions Regional Tour, you have the chance to change your business and the lives of customers who are looking for what you will be able to offer, and it's all about color. A color certification will allow you to stop discounting and start playing a bigger game with ease. Step up and order desserts first. Lead with color. Close with color. As you saw in those beautiful slides that Deb and Susan had up, it really is all about color, and color's back in a big, big way, and clients don't know how to get it right. So what's this have to do with window fashions? Well, actually, everything. If you want more clients, more time off, more profit, this for our fast track we've put together for Window Fashions Professionals exclusively is for you. So the best kept secret is that color is the #1 reason that people buy today. It's just that simple. As you can see here, Karen Essery is one of our color certified specialists. And with this training, you will know precisely the words and the steps to take to close a higher sale, close more window fashion sales, ensure your repeat and referral business, and offer the value that your customers are looking with, the steps and scripts that will make you her decorator for life. In 4 hours, we'll teach you step by step a color system that is easy. By adding this consultation, you'll add valuable service to your business. Okay, so customers are afraid of color. You saw this beautiful, colorful slides. It's almost like it's yummy and you can't wait to get your fingers on it. But now they don't know how to do this. They're looking for you. As I said, color is the #1 reason that our customers buy, yet many clients stare at the 4 blank walls in overwhelm, knowing that the wrong color will mean more money, more time, and more anguish. They want a friendly guide to guide them through the right colors and make everything come alive more beautifully. Being afraid of color, now you'll be able to come to their rescue. Color has the power, as I already said, to attract more ideal customers. So what we teach you in this is how to use color and color tools, how to know what a color palette is, and how to use those colors in order to enhance the window fashions treatments that you're spending so much time and she's spending so much money on. So this certification takes you through the steps, step by step. You become color confident. You learn the jargon, you learn the words, and we make it simple to understand so that you become the professional. And she just lets her shoulders not be used as earrings anymore, relaxes, and then we show you how to close those sales, market, and sell with more color. And here's the best part, how to make more profit with color. So besides learning how to pull together a room with a color palette, you'll learn to pull together the whole home. This is important. This is how we can get you to expand your business and not have to do a whole lot more. That's what it's all about, isn't it? When and how would you use an accent wall? Many clients are saying, I need an accent wall. So we show you how to do that. We show you how to lead with colors your ideal target customer prefers, because not every demographic likes the same set of colors. So we show you how to target those colors right away and speak her language on an emotional basis. How to structure your time and appointment so with an extra 15 minutes, she knows that you've got it pegged and you know how to pull her whole room together. Boy, I get so excited I forget to breathe. Please forgive me. So with this system of color and marketing for window fashion professionals, that's what's important. We edit the process so that you get and know exactly what to use. We also give you ongoing support so that you embellish your entire business and your color knowledge. You'll gain all the color information you need and know when to use the consultation as a standalone to engage your target client sooner in the design process, when you use the consultation as a for-charge service, and when to use it as a value-added incentive to sell more window fashions to your existing and new clients. So we give you tips about, not tips, but we teach you how to read tones and undertones, how-to basics about color psychology, about using color, about blending colors, about how you would want to structure colors so that your window fashions either stand out or blend into the entire ambiance of the room. Big tips like, here's one, color is light. So when you think about it, when the lights go down, what do you see? Mainly grays, blues, and shadows. Color is just light. So color changes differently, and it changes differently depending on how the lighting changes. It depends on the other colors that come into the room. Color is really alive, and you'll start to have a relationship with those colors and understand how you can use them to bring your window fashions alive even more. For instance, store fabrics and paint colors can seem to match perfectly when you have them in the store, but take them all to her home and you may be surprised that they will look totally wrong. This is due to what color and light experts, of which you will be one, call metamerizations. Colors and dyes on different items respond differently. Light can change their appearance differently. Two items that, say, look pink in one light can change to be completely different, and one would look pink, the other one might look pale mauve or a little bit orange, depending on how it's structured, how the dyes are structured with the fabrics and the substrates. So knowing how the items will look in the room together is a key to successful decor. So when selecting fabrics, hard treatments, and paint colors, get them all together in the same room where they will be used at the time of day that the room will be occupied. This is really important. If your customers will be spending evenings or early mornings in the room, make sure that she's looking at these items at that time of day, because the light is very different in the afternoon or in the, well, of course, in the artificial lighting that she might have in there. Here's another tip. When choosing colors and fabrics for a low light or north-facing room where the light is very different, select bold color, preferably with an undertone of yellow, and that will enhance the space and actually make it healthier. Be careful with blue in basements or in low light areas, as this blue color can double the cold feeling and the lack of warm southern exposure lighting. Once you become a color certified specialist, we continue to support you in ways you can't find elsewhere and money can't buy. You're updated on color and design trends. These programs are updated all the time. We have blogs. We've got a lot of ways to support you, but in this 4-class event, the Color Fast Track represents 75% of the Color Specialist training. So you can read more about that on the Window Fashions website, and you can also check out the website for testimonials from our current Color Certified Specialists and see how they're actually using this. You saw what Karen had to say, to make more money in their business, and easily. I really look forward to working with you in the exciting world of color, and so do your clients. They're looking for you. Join me for this hands-on, very fun, and very fulfilling color fast track. You will love it. More, because I am a feng shui expert, I pepper in all of the little feng shui tips that will help you and your clients and your business grow. And so more fun bonus tips, and I'll just give you one because this is about color, this is about you. So organization is the key to efficient working, but did you know that you can actually attract more clients really by the way your desk, office, workroom, or computer is organized and by the colors that you live around and work around? There's a tenet in science and feng shui, nature abhors a void. So back to the organization, make clear office space, any space, and something will rush to fill it in. So to attract more customers, clean out your old customer files. Put them in a place where you can refer to them. Make new files or just leave about 1/3 to 1/4 of the space empty. Clear your desk drawer, clear out the archives, and breathe. Clear the bookcases and allow that space to reign. Clear out your hard drive. By clearing out all of this space, you actually signal that you're ready for more. And that's what color will do for you. That's what designing your spaces will do for you. And that's what adding a color certification will do for you, is increase your value and bring more. So there's more referrals, more business, more fun. And also another bonus is that if you're attending this webinar, you have access to a PDF of top 10 success tips for a window coverings professional. These are amazing tips from professionals that if you follow these, you're guaranteed success. So that's our gift to you, and I hope you enjoy it. And we're so excited about this. Please come spend some time with us and upgrade your business. Like I said, order dessert first. Color is the leading edge, and color will get you into that client's design process faster, eliminate competition, and allow you to enjoy it. So I hope that I've been helpful and not rambled on too much.
No, thank you so much. And I just want to mention to everybody attending today's webinar, as Fawn said, her gift to you is this PDF of the top 10 success tips for a window covering professional. All of you will be receiving that via email within a PDF attachment in the next 36 hours. So watch your inbox for that. A little surprise. It's always wonderful to surprise and delight your clients. Also happening on day 2 of our regional tour, both in New Jersey and in Dallas, Steve Bursten from Exciting Windows will be teaching a couple, I believe, right, Steve? Couple of business success workshops. So welcome, Steve, and tell us a little bit about what you'll be talking about in day 2.
Well, Deb, thank you so much for inviting me, and it is kind of exciting to be here. And I want to thank you, even before we get started, for you and for Grace and the entire Visions team for putting on these regional events. I think that's the way that really benefits the industry. And by the way, as the only guy on this program today, I feel very fortunate to have all these lovely ladies around, and I hope I keep everything PC and do it as I properly should. So it's going to be fun, and the neat thing is at the classes themselves in both Dallas and in Secaucus, Sarah Youngblood will be with me, and she will be the star. My job is just to set out a few of the rules, the numbers, and some of the principles, but Sarah is a person who has actually built a highly successful business, and she will be telling you even more about it. We'll be getting into that in just a second. I want to tell you, before we go to the next slide, a little bit about some of the events that are taking place in our industry. And we heard some things already about there are changes in marketing trends and in our consumer. And I can absolutely assure you that it is the consumer over the age of 45 who is the major custom buyer. Why is that? Follow the money. They have the money. They build it up. Young people need to get by with less, and they just really cannot afford it as well until you get those two-income professionals over 35. That's a different story, but they are rare compared to the folks over 45. And along with the changing consumer trends, there is a major change taking place in competition that I don't think people have been aware of yet. And I want to kind of preview what we're going to talk about by positioning that competition today, the national name-branded competition that every custom person, especially draperies and custom window coverings, have kind of dismissed the national provider. But they are becoming more aggressive than ever, and they are starting to learn the custom business. They're still primarily in blinds and shades and the alternative products, but they are learning draperies, and the national branded competitors now take 1 out of every 4 custom jobs in America. So to compete, you're going to the right place to come to these events in New Jersey and in Dallas, where you can learn from real experts on how to compete even more effectively. Now, we're going to be conducting 2 business workshops. And of course, our expertise and mine, I'm now celebrating the 52nd year in this industry, having started in 1960. And one of the things that I like to talk about are the numbers, because the numbers are the things that you put into your bank and that you write your checkbook on. And for those of you who want to improve your business and have more income for the same level of sales and the ability to go to a higher level, these are things that we're going to be talking about in these 2 business workshops. One of the things I've seen with the recession especially is that a number of businesses, first of all, we've lost some 30 to 40% of all the people in window coverings over the last 4 to 5 years are now out of business. Those who have survived are obviously the stronger. The fit is staying in the business, but many people are stuck on a level. They have the same sales or less for the last 3 years. Well, we're going to share with you exactly what to do to be able to change those results and how to not only get more sales, but even better, more profits. Now, for the first group, we're going to talk about the folks who are under 150,000, and somewhere between 100 and 150, just consider yourself in that area, that we're going to talk about how exciting it is to know the rules to grow. And we heard one of them from Fawn when she talked about the average size of your sale. There are only 3 ways to increase your sales. And one is having more appointments. A second one is a higher closing ratio. And the third one is a larger average sale. Of all of them, learning to sell more to the customers who are willing to buy is one of the most effective things that you can do. Now, why don't you go to the next slide for me, Deb, if you would, with this group. And we're going to find that for the group that is under 150,000, for you to grow to a higher level, the most important thing is desire and a willingness to change. Many people are very happy and comfortable at your current level of sales. And believe me, there are going to be some wonderful workshops here. This may not be the perfect workshop for a person who is happy where you are. This is going to be a workshop for the person who wants to go to a higher level, and we're going to be talking about education and systems. And here's the big surprise. Many people are selling $100,000, $150,000 a year and are working very, very hard. And what they really want is more time with their family and to have a little easier way of things. And it's hard to believe that you can actually sell $200,000 and $300,000 a year and hardly even work half time when you have the right systems of selling things with where you control, you make a friend with a customer, but you control the selling process and you control your business. We'll be talking about exactly how to do that, how to have actually more time while you sell more, and most importantly, how to earn more profit. People in our industry woefully underprice themselves. It's so hard to have the confidence to believe that you're worth the money, and when you only have 1 customer a week or 2 a month, it's so hard to take the risk to price yourself higher. We're going to show you the things you can do to have the confidence to move ahead. So this is a session for those who are under the 100,000, 150,000 range. about how to take your desire to move higher with systems and to actually have more time and earn a lot more money on the sales that you have. So Deb, would you like to go on to the next workshop, which will be for people over 150,000? And this is for when you get over 100, come back one slide for me for a minute. Back one, there we go. For people who are over 150,000, winning more profit at your current level of sales is one of the most important things that you can do. I don't know whether you realize sometimes folks will say, well, gee, I wish I had a retail store, I had a location or something like that. I have to tell you, a home-based business that sells in the 250 to 300,000 range is probably the most profitable business there is. A business owner on a retail store would have to get over $1 million in sales to equal the same net profit you could make at around 300,000 working from your home. And by that I mean that when it is operated correctly, a business of 300,000 can earn from 28 to 32% net profit after all expenses. I'm not talking about gross profit. I'm talking about net profit after advertising, after all the other factors that are involved. Now, the one thing that happens is when you get around 100 to 150,000, all of a sudden things begin to change. And you find that word of mouth by itself is not enough. And activities, even if you're getting out flyers and you're knocking on doors and things like that, if you go above 150,000 to go to that very profitable 300,000 range, you have to start investing in advertising because it just takes that because you're too busy selling. And how do you add the next person? And who should you add? The installer, the paperwork person, another decorator. And these are very important questions that we're going to talk about in this class for those who are over 150,000 and want to have more profit. Okay, let's go forward now. Thanks a lot, Deb. The challenge for this level is having the time to both market and manage. And we'll be talking about the money funnel. And that is how, by creating awareness so that people know the name of your business, they know the products and services that you offer, and they consider you an alternative when they're ready to buy. That's fundamental. You cannot get new customers if that doesn't happen. The next thing is how you get appointments. And from your appointments, how many become customers? And from the customers, what is the gross profit? And once your sales are over $100,000 or so, gross profit is the single most important thing in your business. And how do you get there? There's only two ways. You've got to get your prices higher or you've got to buy for less. And we're going to talk about both and how you're able to do them. And naturally, expenses are very important. And after you pay all your operating expenses, then you have net profit. So that's what we're going to be talking about in this session is how, if you're in the 100, 150,000 range and you want to grow higher, how to get up in the 2 to 50, 300,000 range and how to keep your net profit at around 30%. So you'll be looking at an income that is an executive level among the highest 20% income in America in your business. For those of you who want it, it's definitely achievable, and we're going to tell you how to get it. And not just me. I've got some ideas and some numbers, but Sarah Youngblood will be the gal who tells you how she actually put them to work and how it'll work for you. Then we're going to allow plenty of time, at least 15, 20 minutes after each of these sessions, for you to ask individual questions so that you can make it very personal for your own business. So that's what we have in store, and I hope that that's something you'll be excited by and you will enjoy.
Thanks so much, Steve. Also happening in day 2 is Design Business RX, DBRX for short, and we have couple of sessions going on in New Jersey. In the morning, we're doing a 2.5 hours session on pricing. So Susan and I are going to talk a bit about, where does your price come from, what goes into making your prices, and then we're going to help each of you determine different strategies and pricing methods. We're going to talk a lot about fee structures, pricing, packaging, the price versus quality value proposition, and then how to talk to your client. And actually we have a lot of worksheets. We actually will have some pre-homework for each of you because we like to customize this a bit. In the afternoon we'll be doing some small workshops, but pricing is always a hot topic no matter where we go, and we love to talk about it. We always find that no matter what we're doing in consultations, the subject of price, hourly rate, or how to price my products come up. So one of the tips, for example, that we'll be talking about, and I'm sure Steve can relate to this also in his business success workshop, is the idea of don't think of your hourly rate or your consultation fee or whatever you want to call it as a pricing tool to make margin and markup and profit, but it's more of a positioning tool. And we'll talk more about how much you should charge and how it's directly related to your value proposition as a window covering professional. Susan, any thoughts or as we move forward? Nope. Okay. In the afternoon, as I mentioned, you get a chance to sort of access our 30-plus years between Susan and I of industry and marketing experience, and sort of get a third point of view, if you will, that third eye. This is a small group workshop. We are not having any more than 8 or 10 people within it. There'll be a pre-session questionnaire, and then we'll each of us will speak with you about your responses to that questionnaire, analyze it, identify some new opportunities for you, help you jumpstart the areas of concern. And one of them, for example, is typically always, how do you define your client and what is my target market? Always seems to be a stumbling block for window covering professionals. And then we'll brainstorm about your next steps and ideas and help you map out a plan through the workshop consultations. We're going to, as I mentioned before, one of the things we will be talking about, and just a tip is when you're pricing, not only pricing but also marketing, is to develop some sort of value proposition as a professional. And this is an example of one that we show a lot and discuss about, where it's a bit about telling what your philosophy is in design, but it's more about your vision and value, what you can bring to the table because that's what the client is asking you. Why should I hire you? What's the value? What's your value intrinsically? So that gives you guys a great overview of the New Jersey Regional, and we're going to do a drawing for a free seminar pass for day one. It's a $195 value, and Rihanna is behind the scenes spinning the wheel and pulling a winner. Rihanna, who has won? Send me a name. Great. So the winner for New Jersey is Betsy Regal from New York. Congratulations, Betsy. We'll be in touch with you after today's webinar about the free pass for day one. Congratulations. Now on to Dallas to wrap up the tour. Not that it's excuse me. The Dallas Regional Tour is a bit different. We have different presenters, but all the more exciting, and the content level is the same, we really feel, as the New Jersey tour. So Dallas is later in the month, October 23rd and 4th. We're going to start off with talking about design trends. We're going to be doing an embellishment showcase with Jillian, and Susan Kostelecky and Jillian Wendell will be joining me, and they'll be talking about terrific solutions for terrible situations in windows. And we'll end the day with a tips and tricks panel called Window Fashion's Insider Secrets, where we're going to go round robin amongst the three of us, and hopefully within the hour's time we will share over 100 tips and tricks with you. And we also have day 2 intensive training. Steve will be in Dallas doing his business success workshops, and Jillian, Susan, and I will be doing some intensive training, which we'll talk about here in a minute. But first, let's bring on Susan Kostelecky to talk about what she'll be teaching. Welcome, Susan.
Thank you, Deb. I'm happy to be here, and I'm looking forward to the Dallas Regional Tour. I'm hoping lots of people will join us. As you mentioned, the beginning Day 1 will be your Deb Barrett Design Trends for 2013. And following that, Jillian will be teaching an embellishments class. Ever taken one of Jillian's classes or looked at her website of gorgeous work, you know what her clients know, that she is gifted in window treatment design and fabrication and in special details that accent her projects perfectly. She's going to show dozens of actual samples so that you can take photos of them as well as touch them and see how they're fabricated. Some of the samples will include pleated trim, custom fringe, decorative knots, layered bandings, and cordings. You can check out her website and see how great her work is and how creative and innovative she is. After the lunch break, then I'll be teaching the terrific solutions to terrible situations. Stock your idea arsenal with numerous methods of successfully creating treatments from start to finish. You'll learn everything, including measuring tools, so that you can get started on figuring out how.
Something else that we'll be doing on day 2, as I mentioned, is Steve will be doing his business success workshops for both under $150,000 in sales and over $150,000 in sales. And in the morning, I will be doing an iPad for Design Pros, which is a beginning class, and then we'll be doing an advanced class in the afternoon. These are 2.5-hour classes, and actually they are CEU'd for any of you that are in Texas and need continuing education credits. I do have an IDCEC number for these classes, which we can talk about more later. But what we're going to talk about are is the design process and how you can use your iPad, your iPhone, the mobile technology and tablet technology that is out there. And for those of you that have been coveting the iPhone 5, you know that that's about to be released if you haven't pre-ordered it already. But we're going to be talking about how to use tablets and mobile technology in the design process, selling window coverings and design products and services. We're going to be talking a lot about, Evernote, Note Taker, some of the apps. I think we'll be talking about at least over 50 to 75 apps that we recommend and that we like for the iPad in both sessions. And so to give you a little sneak peek in talking about apps, one of the things that everybody seems to have issues with, and this kind of even goes back to pricing, is how do I keep track of my time? Whether it's in the workroom, how long does it take me to make a swag or to do that detail or to do the corded tablecloth, or whether it's how much time am I spending on a consultation with a client. Are you charging by the hour? There always comes an issue with a client saying, well, how did you really spend that much time? How are you billing them? 10, 15-minute increments, half-hour increments. This is a fabulous app. It's called Hours Tracker. There's another one called Time Tracker that's very similar, but basically you can do it on your iPad or on your iPhone. You put in the project, set up the project name, put in what you're charging the client per hour, and literally what you do is you bring your iPhone with you. As you walk in the door in the client's house, you can start the clock. When you walk out, you can stop the clock, and it will tell you how much time you've had with her and what the billing should be. It also translates and can be imported or exported in an Excel document, which makes it really easy to integrate with QuickBooks. If you're in a workroom, if you're doing time studies, here's where you have your employees or yourself. Click when you start the job, and unclick when you're done with the job to get a feel for how long it is taking you to do certain things. A second app that I love that we're going to be talking about is My Measures and My Measures Pro. It allows you to take a picture of the window. Here is an example of a fireplace, but it allows you to take a picture of the window and put all your measurements in. You can do it in centimeters, you can do it in feet, square feet. It will also, on bay windows, it will figure your square footage, for example, on Roman shades for you. So I love this app. It's a great app to have, and we're going to talk about those kinds of things. And last but not least, whether you come to this iPad session or not, if you're a window covering professional, this is a must-have app for your iPhone and or iPad if you're taking pictures. This is Pro HDR. I believe it's 99 cents or $1.99, best 99 cents I ever spent. You know how when you're taking pictures in a client's home, whether it's for measurement or after the job, and you get all that blowout because of the natural light coming in, and everything goes dark around the blowout on the window? This corrects it. You actually take the pictures with this application. Here's an example of a corner window that I'm just finished, a project I just finished, and the sun was coming in. This was a southern exposure, and using Pro HDR, this is the kind of quality photo I got, which is pretty amazing. So I would definitely recommend these, and I know that on our Facebook groups, all the installers and window covering dealers are loving this particular application. So that's what we'll be talking about in both the beginning and the advanced sessions. And now we're ready to do a drawing for the Dallas Seminar Pass. And Rihanna, will you do the honors and send me a winner, please? Awesome. And after we do this, I'm going to see if I can get Susan back, and she can briefly talk a bit about what she's going to be talking about. I think we've got her back. So first of all, the winner. And the Texas winner is Cody, I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Cody Mahan from Texas. Congratulations. Well, again, we'll be in touch with you in the next day or two with all the details of how you can collect the winning free seminar pass for day one, $195 value. And Susan, are you back on?
I'm back. I don't know what happened. I talked the whole way through and gave the whole spiel and didn't know nobody was there.
And I kept saying, Susan, Susan, Susan. Hey, listen, it's the wonders of the Internet. You can't help it. I'm going to go back. And if you just want to briefly talk a bit about day one and day two of what you're going to be talking about, and to finish up the webinar.
Okay. Did you hear anything at all that I talked about?
Up to about talk a bit into Terrific Solutions. That was about it.
Okay. Then if you want to go on to, if we did talk about the embellishments class, then the Terrific Solutions to Terrible Situations, we'll talk about not only just tools, but also measuring tools, anything that can be used to help measure, figure, and plan for a successful installation. Attendees will walk away with a design, hardware, and equipment kit full of future window challenges solutions, so they can figure out how to deal with everything.
Awesome.
If you want to show that photo of, yeah, that's an example. This is one of Jillian's projects, which shows a wide expanse on the right, not as wide on the left, but they wanted to clear the windows. And this is a great solution to take advantage of that open space instead of it all looking like dead space. This is an Amore centerpiece hardware solution that I think looks really great. We can go on into day two for workroom methods. The first class is going to be Inspiring Panels with Jillian Wendell, and she's going to give an overview of beautiful and innovative pleated headings, and she'll show them in both PowerPoint and actual full-length samples so that attendees can take photos for inspiration and also close-ups for fabrication details. Her gorgeous samples will include banding, laser-cut overlays, beaded and smocked goblet pleats, that's a really gorgeous treatment, and many more, and it's a great class full of inspiration as well as fabrication information. After Jillian teaches that, then I'll be presenting a brand new class created for this Dallas event, the Workroom Bonanza class. And you'll ramp up your workroom in every area by attending this class. We'll discuss creative and functional ideas for organizing your workroom area, your table, supply areas, linings, tools, machine feet, sewing machine, and lots more. Every area of the workroom will be discussed in detail with suggestions and ideas that will make your workday more effective and functional. We'll also discuss workroom equipment, including machine feet and many feet that can improve the quality of work while making your fabrication easier. Each attendee is going to receive a packet of sewn samples, as you can see on the right slide, that showcase which stitch each foot produces. If you've ever gone to a conference or looked at a catalog, you'll see lots of feet and not remember exactly what they do and how they do it, and this will give you an example of some of them. On the left is a picture of one way to organize machine feet, because, of course, when you're in the middle of fabricating something and you need a specialty foot, and then you have to go through your pile of feet and try to figure out which does what. So this is one way that I've organized mine in a little bead box and labeled everything. So the previous slide shows some plastic drawers that will fit exactly underneath a commercial sewing machine. It gives you lots more storage than the regular drawer that just comes attached to your machine. And on the left is a wall-mounted lining rack. In my workroom, I have more space on the walls than I do on the floor, so I wanted something that mounted on the wall. So we're going over lots of those things that will greatly improve your work. And then after that, Jillian will teach decorative knots, and it's a hands-on class, and each student will make a prosperity knot and a flat Turkish knot, and you'll also be able to take those home with you so you can showcase them to your designers to sell them for future projects, or to showcase to your own clients to show them what they look like and how you can use them on projects for them. She's also going to show you many hands-on samples and ideas that you can incorporate these knots into in future projects, and she'll also provide sourcing information and idea books for further instruction. And after that, she's going to teach the world of banding. I don't know who hasn't been challenged when trying to get banding to lay flat or have it follow curves or successfully be inset on a valance or panel or cornice. It can be a really beautiful accent, but it's difficult for the workroom to apply so that it looks really great. So in this demonstration class, Jillian will show everybody how to band a straight valance, teach you how to band a triangle valance, showcase a beautiful miter, and show in detail how to use a template to make banding for shaped and straight edges. And these methods will work for valances and cornices as well. And she will showcase each step individually so that you can easily replicate these methods when you get back into your workroom. So I think it's going to be a great day for workrooms and very informative for everybody, and I hope to see lots of people in Dallas.
Oh, thanks, Susan. I'm so glad we got you back so that you could give us some more information about what we're doing. So before we leave you, if anybody has any burning questions, please type them in. I've got a couple already, and I'm going to actually have one for Fawn. Fawn, the question about color specialists for people that are not living in the U.S. Is there an alternative if they can't be doing it in person, I believe is what Lisa's asking.
Yes, great question. Yes, all of this is available online as a regular certification. The benefit of coming to regionals is, as Steve Bursten said, just getting into the proximity of other people and doing it hands-on. But our webinars are completely structured so that you have everything that you need in order to follow the program and complete it in the time frame that is easiest and best for you.
Perfect. Great. Does anyone have
so
any?
They can go on to excitingcolors.com, and I think they can find the link through Visions, right?
I believe so, yes, but it's excitingcolors.com.
excitingcolors.com/professionals.
Okay, perfect. Any other questions? While I'm waiting for a moment to have you type them in, I want to mention a couple of the WFCP online offerings. Nice segue. Thanks, Fawn. That we'll be offering this fall. We, starting next week on Thursday, we'll be doing a 6-week coaching session, Create Your Own Paperless Office, where we're going to be talking about, again, about mobile technology and how to literally go paperless and get rid of all those stacks of files. For me, they're all on my floor, on my shelf, on my desk. So this is our second session, and I will tell you that we had several people that are definitely completely paperless come out of our first session. Sandy Cruz of Everything Custom and Digitally Speaking is our presenter on that. We're also still in the midst of our WFCP workroom certification, which we're doing online. We feel is probably the most comprehensive and excuse me, intensive workroom certification program in the industry. We're very excited to be offering that, and you can go to wf-vision.com, workroom certification, to learn more about it, see our on-demand and online webinars that we'll be offering both live and digitally downloaded. And last but not least, for those of you that are window covering designers and not workrooms, we're offering Fast Track WFCP Design Certification. That kicks off next month in October. Again, it's a 6-week course that allows you within 6 weeks to go from to become a certified design specialist and learn all the ins and outs and nuts and bolts and everything you wanted to know about designing window and specifying window coverings. So it looks like we don't have any questions. I want to thank all of you for attending. We hope to see you. I know I speak for all the other panelists either in New Jersey or in Dallas coming up next month. We're very excited to be reintroducing our regional tour program. So thank you all for coming. Thanks, guys.